Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we'll be going from the 15th of July up until the 21st to see if there's anything coming out that's worth your time and money. Just before we start, I just want to say that I am recording this much earlier than I usually do these videos, just for some family reasons. I had to get this one done early. So if there is anything obvious missing, that's probably why, and if that is the case, I will put it in the start of next week's video as you watch this one. So which games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. So the first of this week's games then is Lisa, the Painful Definitive Edition. As far as I know, this has quite the following and a very positive reception on Steam and is a side-scrolling RPG set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. From what I read about it, the game was heavily inspired by Earthbound and it's a bleak world, with the game promising that players will have to learn what kind of person they are by being forced to make choices that will permanently affect the gameplay, most of which are pretty grim. You'll need to make sacrifices to keep your team alive, whether that means taking a beating for them, losing limbs, or some other inhumane torture, according to the blurb, with it continuing by saying that being selfish and heartless is the only way to survive. As I said, I know there is a lot of love for this game, and this definitive edition includes HD graphics, new character conversations, updated battle systems, a new easy mode, and other secrets to uncover. This is out on the 18th and it will cost £17.99.
Hypercharge UNBOXED, one of the best games if you like first-person shooters, third-person shooters and co-op games on the Switch, and one that we revisited last week to show you the amazing things that are coming up for it in 2023. Well, they've sponsored this episode and they currently have a 20% sale on. That's in the US regions, and the developer essentially wanted you to know that they haven't given up on the game on the Switch. If you missed our video, I do suggest watching it. They have made some huge changes to the game with their update planned to release. They're hoping for winter of 2023. Still, even in its current version, it really does have a lot to offer. You can play the whole game cooperatively with a friend. You essentially have to defend the hypercore from these invading soldiers, and then different maps have other objectives like trying to defeat a plane within a toy store. There are several different arenas to play in. There's an area outside featuring a T-Rex, bedrooms, a kitchen. Really good game at 20% off in the American regions. It's well worth checking out, especially knowing that there's going to be another massive free update in the near future. Thanks to Digital Cyber Cherries for sponsoring this episode.
Then we have Lisa, the Joyful Definitive Edition. This was the conclusion to the aforementioned game, which I think was released as DLC and sees you delve deeper in your quest to punish the world that has treated you wrong. At the time of making this, remember I did say I'm doing this so much earlier than usual, there is no bundle of these two available and they can only be bought separately. Perhaps this has changed by the time you are watching this, but as it currently stands, this will cost you £8.99 or your regional equivalent. Also this week we have Agriculture. This says that it brings a unique twist to the farming simulation gameplay by upping the pace. Here you must grow each stage's required crops as quickly as you can using the limited resources at your disposal. If you run out of time or money before doing so, you lose. It says that there are 50 stages to complete and that you'll be shopping for seeds and tool upgrades. I'm very intrigued to see how this one turns out, as I do like the vibrant pixel art. I really like the idea of a more arcade-based farming sim, and the price of just £4.49 or your regional equivalent is potentially very fair. We'll see exactly how it all works out when it releases next week on the 19th. Then we have Might and Magic Clash of Heroes Definitive Edition. This is a puzzle game which mixes in elements of strategy and RPG, with you needing to combine your units to maximise their effectiveness and upgrade your heroes as you go along. This is a brilliant game. I owned it back on the DS and absolutely loved it, and there's a good 20 hours or so of the single player campaign, as well as 1v1 and 2v2 multiplayer modes to try. Also for this definitive version, the I Am the Boss DLC is included, which allows you to play as one of the 4 villains in any mode other than the campaign. It's going to cost a reasonable £15.99 or your regional equivalent, and it'll be out on the 20th. The next release is Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening, which I believe is the most recent game in the Nobunaga's Ambition series. This is a turn-based strategy role-playing game which sees you trying to conquer warring states of Japan under one banner. You'll have your retainers to call upon, as well as a dominion system which will allow you to obtain and grant territory to your retainers, who in return will dedicate themselves to the development of the clan. There are over 2,200 officers included, as well as new scenarios, events and policies. I believe that 2 of the games in this series have released on the Switch before, but they didn't leave Japan, or at least never made it to the West, so it's nice to see one arrive here, although it does come at a pretty steep price of £49.99. The next release is Oaken, which is a turn-based tactical roguelite set in a spirit-inhabited world in a battle for the Great Oak. It contains deck management, a randomly generated world map with a number of levels, bosses and events to be discovered, spells and spirits to upgrade as you want, and different modes which are either challenging or more relaxed. This will cost £17.99, but it does have a generous 30% off until the 26th of July and a demo to try before you buy. Next is Cross Tales, which is a tactical RPG from Kemco which will see you playing through and switching between both sides of the warring factions, unravelling the secrets behind the conflict and witnessing the influence of an ominous third power. You'll need to make best use of terrain and character orientation with a number of characters and classes to choose from. There are over 30 classes in total, ranging from knights to archers, and you can strengthen weapons and armour by using runestones as the story progresses. This is another game that will release on the 20th for £26.99 or your regional equivalent, but there is 10% off of this price, again up until the 26th of July. Following on from that is Armoured Lab Force's VulVehicles. This describes itself as a comedy-filled action shoot-em-up where you'll swap between 12 vehicles, the titular VulVehicles, all of which are designed to match the fighting styles of their drivers. There are 6 areas with 24 stages in total, the 12 vehicles I mentioned, and 5 different difficulty levels to attempt. This is another game with a discount available at launch, 10% off until the 3rd of August, and it's another game with a demo. The penultimate game for the week is Punch Club 2 Fast Forward. This calls itself a choose-your-own-adventure game based around boxing, where the story will very much depend on how much you put in. It's set 20 years after the first game and now has a cyberpunk setting, and you'll be increasing your stats and technique. You can train the good old way, or take advantage of the easier but illegal neurotraining. It's up to you. You'll be managing your time and funds, with the game having a simulation feel in this respect. I played the first game, albeit a very long time ago now, and I did enjoy it. There is a demo of this one available if you feel you need to play to get a grasp of what it's all about, and it will cost £17.99 or your regional equivalent when it releases on the 20th. And finally for the week we have Pikmin 4. This is one of those games that almost reached mythical status owing to Shigeru Miyamoto's claims many years ago now that it was almost finished. Well, it releases on the Switch this week with new Pikmin and helpers joining the roster, and this will mean that all 4 mainline Pikmin games will be available on the Switch. This is a series that I've loved ever since playing the first one on the GameCube some 20 years ago now, and I cannot wait for this to release. There is a demo available, although I'm avoiding it so I can experience it fully when it releases. It will be out on the 21st and it will cost the standard Nintendo price of £49.99 or your regional equivalent.
Let's explore together. Once plucked, Pikmin are ready for action. Blow your whistle to gather them and have them follow you. Throw your little...
So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of these games interest you at all? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. Apologies if there is anything obvious missing. Like I said, I did have to record this very early this week. Just one of those things, sometimes life gets in the way. Hopefully though you still enjoyed the video, and I will put anything in next week's video that may have come out since I recorded this one. Don't forget, if you are looking for eShop credit to pick up any of these games or anything else for that matter, you can get your eShop cards via our website, switchup.gg. You'll get yourself 5% of your purchase price back in cashback through our SwitchUp tokens, and you can of course then redeem these against future purchases. And we've also got a further 5% discount available if you use the code SwitchUp. You can pre-order the new Pikmin game this way, and obviously those perks will apply. There's also a link down there to Play Asia. If you're looking to import any games, use the link, use the code stated, and you'll get yourself 5% off of your order from there too. A quick thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.